What's up, everybody? I'm the one, the only Jack Slater, yeah. And we're going over Fantastic Four, number 35, Calamity on Campus. Yeah, the Fantastic Four have come up against a Dragon Man, a beast, an android, or is it a statue? Or maybe a little bit of both. Three. Well, we'll find out today, won't we? As we dive in to Calamity on Campus. And the Fantastic Four are showing up to their old stomping ground, their old university where Reed and Ben was a football star, and of course Reed was basically a super genius, and he's here there to give a lecture as a special guest. And everybody's just generally happy to see them. At this point, the Fantastic Four are like superstars. And of course, there's a little cameo by a man named Professor Charles Xavier, who sometimes gives lectures here. I mean, he is one of the foremost experts in genetics. And he has his own university, and they have met some of the students previously as the X-Men. They're going through this one professor's project, and he's designing like creatures and stuff in order, like these artificial beings would go out and help people, save lives, but he hasn't quite exactly got them to think for themselves or to react, quite as quickly as living things do. But anyways, there's a certain eruption area far, far away, 3,000 miles away in the jungle. Someone had broke out as Diablo, a villain from their past. Fantastic Four, number 30 actually. He breaks out and he's out for revenge against the Fantastic Four. And thing is kind of going through the professor's stuff, and this block of, natural elements contains what the professor believes the power in order to kind of get this dragon beast of his going. And as things walking out, he bumps into the Human Torch, hoping to get lucky with some of the ladies. But they come across someone else, a student named Peter Parker, who is known as the Amazing Spider-Man. And they pass right by him. Like I said, there's a lot of guest stars in this university. First Professor Xavier, and now Peter Parker. And now Ben Grimm's playing a little football, and he's just basically humiliating these guys until Sue kind of stops him, because he would have crushed their spirits, basically. So she uses her powers, but she uses a little too much and launches him out. And basically Sue's invisible, but she sees someone familiar, someone from their past. She thinks that she knows who this person is, and before she gets a real good look at him, she almost gets hit by a car because she's invisible. And it's kind of interesting how she doesn't realize that she's invisible sometimes, because it's the real risk of people hitting her or running into her or doing something like that. But anyways, Diablo actually meets up with this professor, and Diablo has a mind manipulation. He's using that to manipulate this professor. And they're going to combine the science and the magic that he knows in order to bring this dragon beast to life, in order to get his revenge for the Fantastic Four. Now Reed, of course, is giving this speech, and they're using this block of elements to pull from it, to drain from it, in order to feed this beast, in order to wake it up. And they managed to revive it. Like I said, with a combination of Diablo's magic and science, this beast comes to life, and it starts wrecking things. It's actually as strong as Ben Grimm. Picks him up and throws him out the window. And that's not an easy feat for someone to do. Benjamin Grimm is actually really, really strong, so out the window he flies, and the fight is on. Ben kind of stops himself by ramming into a tree, and the dragon just rushes out, breaking down the wall. And this beast just starts going to town, wrecking things. This creature has just been given life, so it really doesn't know its own strength. And the Human Torch actually goes and flies up after it. Now keep in mind, this creature can breathe fire, and it does hit the Human Torch. He absorbs it all, but he's not used to absorbing that much power, so he actually has to fly up into the higher atmosphere in order to dissipate it and spread it out so it doesn't destroy anyone on Earth. So the Human Torch kind of leaves these guys to fight the dragon by themselves. And Reed tries his best. He grabs a rock in order to divert the fire, and then wraps himself around it, while Sue kind of uses a force field to kind of hit it. So they're basically bouncing it back and forth, trying to keep it away from the people, the students and the teachers. And it finally lands on the ground. And this is where it starts to show a little bit of intelligence. Sue is trying to get through to it. It's trying to see if it has any compassion or empathy, and it does reach out to her. But the minute the creature does reach out, this gas appears out of nowhere, and it's Diablo. He kind of freezes them with the gas, but the Human Torch, using the heat from his body, kind of neutralizes the gas around them and allows them to get back up. And of course, Reed is wondering where the monster is. The students actually point him out. And it's funny, both Charles Xavier and Peter Parker are on campus, but yet no one was there to stop this monster, except for the Fantastic Four, of course. And the dragon is kind of wandering around, and the scientist is realizing what he's done. His creation has become perverted by Diablo, and he just wants out. The Human Torch kind of flies up and gets smothered by the dragon, but the rest of the Fantastic Four are in tow right behind him. They use Diablo's pellet, which he drops. It freezes the lake, and the dragon's weakness is cold, extreme cold. And the dragon jumps at Diablo and kind of takes them both down into the drink. Thing jumps in after them, trying to find them, but no luck as the lake starts to freeze over. Reed Richards actually grabs Thing before it completely freezes. The scientist that invented the dragon beast decides that he will stay and that he will watch out, so this beast never comes out again to hurt anyone. And as they pack up, leaving the university and actually leaving that creature there in the lake, Sue actually and Reed have a moment, and he kind of makes like a little heart thing for her and says that they will be married within the year. So there's something to look forward to. Sue and Reed getting married, and when will that happen? We'll find out, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side.